We're going to begin our first panel of the BPI Theater with a discussion of emerging biotherapies and their manufacturing challenges. Please welcome moderator Patricia Seymour, who is Senior Consultant at Bioprocess Technology Consultants.
Thanks, Ann, and thanks, everyone. I know it's hard to compete with lunch right now, but hopefully people will come in. But I'm really excited. I think we have a superstar panel today of very interesting technologies that range from RNA to proteins to cell therapy and gene therapy applications. So I think we're going to get a real broad view of different types of technologies and some of the manufacturing difficulties that all of them encounter. So the format of the panel is going to be, we'll do a quick introduction of each of the panelists, and then they'll give a brief overview of their respective technologies and or services. And then we'll start talking about some of the challenges that each of them face that are unique to their respective platforms. And then we'll open it up to Q&A for the audience to ask questions to each of the panelists. So I'd like to begin with introducing Mark Better. So Mark is currently the Vice President in Product Sciences at Kite Pharma in Santa Monica, California. Mark joined Kite's leadership team in January of 2013, and he brings more than 20 years of experience as a biotechnology professional in biologics CMC, including upstream, downstream development, analytical and drug product process development, non-GMP and GMP manufacturing, commercial manufacturing support, tech transfer, contract manufacturing, and regulatory interactions. Prior to joining Kite, Mark was Executive Director of Process Science at Boehringer Ingelheim, and then also Executive Director of Process Development at Amgen. Dr. Better received his PhD in biochemistry at Brandeis University in Massachusetts and holds a BS in microbiology from Michigan State University. So our second panelist will be Paulo Carvalho. He's with Alnylam since 2013, and he was the first internal manufacturing employee. They have their own manufacturing capabilities in Cambridge, Massachusetts. So he was responsible for the transfer of manufacturing to they refer to it as the Alewife Manufacturing Facility. That's a section of Cambridge, from the process development organization into the manufacturing environment. And as Associate Director of Manufacturing, he's currently leading the bulk drug product formulation site and supporting CMC and filling activities. So then as their company is rapidly moving towards license of their first product, patisiran, for the treatment of amyloidosis. So Paulo received his bachelor's in biology from Boston University and has been in the pharma biotech industry for more than 18 years. Prior to joining Alnylam, he had roles in quality control, drug substance and drug product manufacturing at Shire, AstraZeneca, Genzyme, and Aegon. The third panelist is Richard Snyder, who's the Chief Scientific Officer of Brammer Bio, and Richard has been investigating virus biology, vector development, GMP manufacturing, analytical technologies, and viral vector-mediated gene transfer for over 30 years. And Richard, as an associate professor of molecular genetics and microbiology, director of biotherapeutic programs at the University of Florida. He was also an assistant professor of pediatrics at Harvard Medical School and has held industry roles in cell genesis, somatics, Merlin, and Avogen, where he was engaged in the development and transfer of vector and vaccine technology. So our last panelist is Holger Vesch. He is the Senior Vice President of Research at Harpoon Therapeutics up in South San Francisco. He has over 20 years of biotech experience focusing on target validation, drug discovery, and drug development, as well as multi-site project management in the fields of oncology and inflammation. His previous role as a scientific director at Amgen, he was responsible for cross-functional organization and coordination of the next-generation BiTE platform, the industry's leading T-cell engaging antibody platform. He also held several drug discovery projects through preclinical development. He's co-authored numerous publications and has several U.S. patents. Dr. Vesch received his PhD in biochemistry and immunology from the University of Hanover in Germany. So again, very experienced and prestigious panel. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Paulo to talk a little bit about Alnylam's technology and the platform aspects of it.
Okay, thank you, everyone. I'm Paulo Carvalho. Thank you for the introduction, Patty. So I'm with Alnylam. we are the industry pioneer and biotech leader in RNAi therapeutics, and we're aiming to create a whole new class of innovative medicines using that technology. At Alnylam, we've turned RNAi into a powerful product engine that has now become a clinically proven approach, as evidenced in several papers that have been published, and as well through our clinical data that we've generated to date. Next slide. So as a new class of medicines, RNAi therapeutics represent a highly differentiated approach. We can address disease targets that are considered undruggable with small molecules and monoclonal antibodies. We can also knock down disease-causing proteins all the way to the floor if needed. And we have a robust knockdown of disease-causing proteins, and shown, as you can see on this chart, our knockdown is clamped, as opposed to the peak and trough typical approach to treating with small molecules or other modalities. We've also demonstrated remarkable durability of that effect, which has enabled us to reduce dosing down to quarterly and in some cases semi-annually. And with our GalNAc platform, our RNAi therapeutics can be delivered by subcutaneous injection. Also, the stability of the molecule has been incredibly durable, even at room temperature, eliminating some of the cold chain issues that go with distributing products at -20 or even 2 to 8. With these pieces combined, we feel we have a winning profile of products, even in the competitive space that we're working in. So on this slide, you can see we have 8 programs in clinical development right now. By the end of the year, the top 3 will be all in phase 3, with expected data on the patisiran program late this year, which then will move us into potentially commercial operations next year. So, thank you.
So thanks again for allowing me to present Harpoon to you. Harpoon is a company that was founded, or that started operation about 2 years ago in April 2015. It was founded by Lou Geffnan, one of the founders of MPM Capital, and Patrick Boyerle, who was Chief Scientific Officer of Micromet for 15 years before it was bought by Amgen, and in that role pioneered the whole T-cell engager approach, which some of you might be familiar, the approval in 2015 of Blincyto, the first T-cell engaging drug that I think has really